Good afternoon, Rob and Judy, live from Milwaukee tonight. History will be made on several different levels because the former president, Donald Trump, will be officially nominated by the Republican Party for the third time. This has only happened in American history for 5 times, the last time being Richard Nixon. Also, history will be reported tonight because Donald Trump is twice impeached, criminally convicted, facing other criminal indictments, and now has survived an assassination attempt. Now, on the campaign trail in the past, the former president's speeches have often focused on attacks against President Biden and grievances about those criminal cases against him. But we have been told that his speech tonight will have a very different tone. It will have a very different message. We will also see tonight 2 people that we have not seen much on the campaign trail. That will be Trump's wife, the former First Lady Melania Trump, and also his daughter Ivanka Trump. Now, taking the stage tonight, we will be seeing several different speakers, including the Ultimate Fighting Championship CEO Dana White and the wrestling legend Hulk Hogan. Now, ousted Fox News host Tucker Carlson will also address the convention attendees. Now, the former president tonight here in Milwaukee on the 4th day of the RNC is expected to take to the stage and first time speak publicly about what happened to him over the weekend, that attempted assassination, and that takes place at the Fiserv Forum. My colleague Craig Wall, our political reporter, has been in Milwaukee all week long, catching up on everything RNC. Tonight, he joins us with a preview of what we can expect from the Fiserv Forum from former President Donald Trump. Craig.
Cheryl, good evening. We're coming to you live from the convention floor here, and right here behind me, this is where the Illinois delegation has been seated all week, and they should be filing in here soon. Donald Trump's speech tonight is going to be the crescendo of the convention. It's been rewritten. It's going to be much more personal, we're told, and it's going to be a call for unity to the entire country. It's a night that the Illinois delegation here has been waiting for all week.
Illinois delegates gathering for their final convention breakfast after feasting on a full plate of party excitement all week. Tonight, they will turn their attention to Donald Trump in hopeful expectation.
I want to hear a positive message on how we move the country forward and how he is going to make the lives of every citizen of the United States better.
After cheering for Trump as he came into the arena every night of the convention without speaking, tonight the party faithful will finally hear from their presidential nominee.
Well, I do think we need to unify the country. What happened on Saturday was tragic. Should have never happened. But if you notice President Trump over the last couple of days sitting in the box, much more reserved. There's a resolve about him, a different Trump. Now, we'll see how that's reflected in the speech tonight.
In video obtained by PBS, Trump talked about the impact of the shooting at a movie screening on Wednesday, saying God was with him.
That's why they call it close call. That was an amazing, horrible thing, amazing thing, and in many ways it changes your attitude, your viewpoint on life. And I think, honestly, I think you appreciate God even more.
And in more fallout from the shooting, 2 Illinois Republican congressmen are now calling for the Secret Service director to resign.
It's not just about what happened with Donald Trump, because we need to know that. What happened at that rally? What fell and failed? So we need to answer that. We also need to know in the future that never happens again.
Back here live in the convention center, you're looking at a giant balloon drop that is prepared for after Donald Trump finishes his speech tonight, and some of it will fall right here on the convention center. You're looking over there right now. That is the VIP box where Donald Trump has been sitting and listening to speeches all night. But tonight, he is going to be actually up on that center stage delivering a speech that is not only designed for the delegates, but it is meant to reach out to voters all across the country. Live on the convention floor in Milwaukee, Craig Wall, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And Craig, in that VIP section tonight, making history here in Milwaukee. Expected among the people in that VIP section, his children, his grandchildren, and of course, his newly nominated vice president.
Watch breaking news on YouTube. Subscribe to ABC 7 Chicago Eyewitness News.